Welcome back, everybody. It is Firmware Friday if you're in the United States, but I'm not in the United States. I'm in Australia, and we are from the future, so it's Firmware Saturday. For me, down here, we're taking a look at Firmware 12.03 for the Axe FX 3, and to show off the new features and improvements, I have built a preset, which I will share on the Axe Change. The IR that I'm using for everything is this LT TV Mix 2, as always. There's a little bit of parametric EQ, pulling out some harsh stuff just here, and here. And at the moment, I have the Deluxe Verb vibrato model on. I think my favorite addition in this firmware is in the compressor block. There are touted amp modeling improvements, which you can check out. I haven't done an A/B between this firmware and the last, because the last firmware sounded pretty amazing anyway. So this is the Dynamicomp based around an MXR Dynacomp, and you can go online and look at the MXR manual for this pedal and get the attack and release times from it. So the attack time is 5 milliseconds and the release time is 1 second, so 1,000 milliseconds. And when you do that, I've set the threshold to -40, the comp to 4, and the level at 6 dB. Sounds pretty great. I'm on one of the split modes on this guitar, whatever combination it is, without the comp. This is really nice as well if you like percussive guitar stuff, which I totally can't do, but you know, if you're into slapping and popping. Something like that, I don't know. But as a straight up comp, it sounds really, really good. You can go crazy with the compression and make it really, really compressed, turn the threshold down and turn the level up to compensate. So this is your like Dynacomp all knobs on full thing. Which is great for that super funk kind of stuff. I kind of like that. Really, really squishy. So that is the Dynamicomp. There is a very small addition to the dual chorus mode. The dual chorus mode now has a low cut control, which, I mean, isn't that groundbreaking, but it is nice. But the dual chorus itself, I haven't really covered on here. And this is a setting I've really been enjoying. So again, just a straight up guitar sound with no compression, no chorus. So we have this new LFO type, an astable LFO. It's kind of in between a triangle and a sine wave. And what I've done is I've set these up in a kind of golden ratio setting with the rate on this one at 0.618 hertz, 1 on 5 for all the math nerds out there. Turn the depth up a little bit to compensate the delay time at 3 milliseconds. It's just a really nice sounding chorus. And with that over-the-top Dynacomp thing as well, it gives you like a great kind of 80s funk tone in there as well. So that's nice with the dual chorus, and you can kind of cater the low end using the low cut. But to be honest, I like it where it is. But people were asking for that, and just the fact that it's been added is totally rad. Something that's not new, but I didn't even realize it was there, is this sweep delay mode, which gives you standard delay controls, which I've got set up at the moment, but a sweep section where you can set the sweep rate, the start and the stop frequency, and the resonance. You can see the settings on there. Again, I've set the sweep type to be an astable LFO because I love this. This is such a great effect. Dig that. That is really awesome. So don't overlook the sweep delay, because I know I did. Something else, firmware 11 and 12 added new phasers and new flanges, and this is the ultra super mega phaser, but I have gone in and attached the envelope follower to the rate. So this is like an auto phaser kind of thing, or an envelope phaser, which sounds really rad. do is I've saved my Dynacomp settings in here in the blocks library. So I bring that up, that compressor. This is Funk City. This is so nice having this envelope phaser and the Dynacomp added in there. Gorgeous stuff. All right, something I didn't cover in either of the Firmware 11 or Firmware 12 videos is the new Spring Reverb editions. I think it's amazing because we have this control called boing in there, which is awesome. But running a Spring Reverb in the Axe FX 3 into like a clean Fender is a great thing to do. Run it before the amp for true authenticity. So this is the large spring at stock settings with the mix at 50%. Have a listen to the drip. Cranking up the echo density as well as the number of springs to their maximum is really sweet as well. And you can control the amount of boing, you can turn that down. Basically, that's what a lot of people would refer to as the drip control on the Spring Reverb. So if you like drippy Spring Reverb, leave that at the stock settings. It sounds great. And, you know, one other thing which I overlook a lot as well is, you know, with these Fender models, go to the power amp section, no, the power supply section, and there's a tremolo built into the amp block. You can turn that up a bit and it sounds lovely. This is just all up. This is just heaven for sparkly cleans. I really like the way this is sounding. Okay, what else? We're kind of going off script here for the firmware stuff strictly, but something that sounds really cool is, you guys know I love the Atomica High model in the Axe FX 3. If you like the Atomica High, try this. I always just basically leave it pretty much stock, adjust the gain a bit. I like to turn the depth all the way down, but try this because this is a Jose-style modded amp. Turn the saturation switch off. When it's on, you get this. Which is super rad. I've got a London plate reverb on there, giving it some ambiance. I've done one other thing as well in the preamp. The high cut in the Atomica is normally at 4200 hertz. Double it to 8400 hertz and it opens it up a little bit. There's just a really great ballsy JCM 800 style sound. And then you can throw the CC boost on top of that and it's wicked. That's very close to my ideal JCM 800 kind of sound with the single cut in drop C. This is the happy space. This is really cool. That little modification, turning the virtual clipping diodes off, really opens this amp up even more. That's the good stuff right there, ladies and gentlemen. And the other scene on here I think is the good old super thick Mark IV style thing, using the Dynacomp as a further boost for soloing stuff. Say, same settings, but with the level at 9B, dB, 9B. This is kind of interesting. You can go from this. And that's with the stereo mind guy delay, which is new for firmware 12 as well. So if you like to do a lot of legato stuff and a lot of left-hand stuff, having a compressor kind of acting as a squish and a boost in there is really nice in front of that style amp. And the last thing I want to look at, because I touched on this in my last Q&A, but I would like to cover it in a dedicated video, is using the fuzz models in the Axe FX3. So here's the face fuzz at the moment, back on that deluxe reverb sound, and using your volume control with a fuzz. This is kind of the, the life hack, which really opens up fuzzes. What I've done is in the input block, set the input impedance to 90K, and then we've got this face fuzz in there. So when I turn it on, you get this. And it cleans up just like a real fuzz. So yeah, the fuzzes are pretty fantastic in this. The clean sounds in this firmware, really nice. That trick with the Atomica, if you just want a great alternative to the Brit 800, turn the saturation switch off in there and increase that high cut frequency. What else? What else can I talk about? The dual chorus is great. One more thing. Let's turn this fuzz off. That astable LFO type, I really like with just about every chorus or every modulation effect. This is the Boss CE2 model, kind of dialed into sound similar to the CE1 that I have here. But if you change the LFO type to astable, I think it sounds even better. I think by default it's triangle. So as you can hear, it's like a nice in between the triangle and the sine wave, and it's great with the dimension, especially if you set the phase reverse left to get that big wide dimension thing. And that's throwing the kitchen sink at it there with the dimension chorus, compression, delay, reverb, all the source on there. So hopefully I hit all the main bits. Axe Edit, couple of little things before we go. It's no longer Axe Manage presets or cabs. It's just Manage presets, Manage cabs, a little bit clearer. And then on the FC controllers section, if you look in here, tells you which switch is which. So each of these, that's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's what they correspond to on my FC6. But if you're using an FC12, that uses a slightly different labeling system. And it's labeled here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So very, very nice little addition. What was the other thing? Oh, yeah. This is super cool. If you're setting up presets and you want to compare different amps or something like that, you can go to the channels and click here and copy the current channel to all channels. That is one little workflow thing, which is very, very handy indeed. Alrighty, hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go and play some guitar. Download firmware 12.03 and play around with all the cool new stuff that we've got. Play some guitar, play some music. Have a great weekend. I will see you guys next time.